What's up? What's up? What's up, legends? My name is Liberty V Justice. There's no period in my V because my victories never end, and I'm here to help you get your victories, legends. Check it out. Today is Tactical Thursday, okay? This is going to be short, sweet, straight to the point. Check it out. Ask, don't assume. Number one. And then the second thing I want you to get out of this is look for opportunities within your current circumstances to get better. And the best way to do that, and my why, is much like Mark Twain said, if you want to make yourself happy, go make someone else happy. So in a word, serve. Look for ways to serve, because when you're thinking about others, it's hard to look at yourself and be full of pity for yourself and feel like a victim, because you're serving, you're helping others, and you cannot be a COVID-19 patient and nurse another COVID-19 patient. You can't be in the hospital and also be a nurse, you understand? You can't be a gunshot victim and then also help others who are shot. Okay, it's impossible. So, check it out. I had this idea because the pandemic really brought out the best in me, and it brought out the worst in me, and I got rid of the worst. And it also, it just exposed people for who they are and the things that we need to work on, right? As a society, as a whole. And so this pandemic actually pulled people apart. Internally, it pulled people apart within themselves. And it pulled apart relationships with significant others, with family members, kids and teachers. I've heard a lot of things. It pulled people apart in their relationships with themselves and with everyone else, okay? But for me and a few other people, it put us together. And that's because, like I said, I was on the concrete, and the only thing that really kept me going was service. I started my TikTok, and I was giving these speeches, and I was kind of just communicating on this mass global scale, people all around the world, not just on TikTok, but Instagram. And it became too much, and I don't answer my DMs anymore, and everybody knows that, but I do go live and stuff. But it made me aware of how selfish I was still being. It made me aware that I needed to serve, and that is the way of getting out of my situation. Not financially. Yes, that did actually do it. TikTok did not have a way to pay. They didn't pay people at that time. That was before they had the creator fund, which at this point I don't get paid anymore for either. But I don't do it for the money. I'm saying you have to serve. That is where you're going to get all your feelings of, you're going to feel more worthy, you're going to feel stronger and more capable, and you're just going to be a better person, and it's going to make you want to step up and do more. And those things alone in and of themselves are going to, because you feel more worthy and stronger and more capable and more intelligent and wise and all of these things, now you know what you're capable of, and because you feel more self-worth and everything, you're going to find the ways to make your income grow as well. And because that's another way of giving, right? But it put me together because it made me see my flaws and where I needed to change and grow and get better. But it also made me step up my communication and realize that, one-on-one communication, and even that, as a group, it still can be hard talking to a bunch of people. They're all talking about all these different things and you don't know. But one-on-one, I needed to get better within relationships with other people, such as my mom, and I'm really proud of that. My mom and I have become so close through this pandemic. There's a lot of things. There's a phenomenon, and we'll talk about that later. But anyway, how people get close because of crisis, right? But then there's also because it can pull people apart or it can push you together. To me, it put me together, but it also pushed me together with others because I made the conscious decision that I am going to serve and I am going to become better in my relationships and not be afraid to reach out and be rejected. And so I would reach out to my mom a lot, and I felt like she really didn't, in the beginning I thought she really didn't want me to be texting her and calling her, but then I realized that she really did. And so like, I'm always afraid. Every single day I'm afraid to get rejected by my mom, which I know she wants to talk to me, but I still do it anyway. I'm still afraid, but I still do it. But I'm afraid of rejection from everybody. But I want to give one particular, and I'm going to end it here, but I had a friend, situation. I had a friend that we were friends, and I'm really, really excited to let you know that during the pandemic, we didn't talk. Matter of fact, it was pre-pandemic, we stopped talking, and it was both of our faults, and he admitted that. His name is Sweet Tea Productions. He has a podcast. He's a filmmaker and an editor like myself. He goes to Toastmasters to become better. I need to start going back to Toastmasters. But anyway, so we went to Toastmasters on different, because he actually does not live in LA, but we met through Lewis Howes. Again, great guy. You know how I feel about the School of Greatness podcast. And we were supposed to go. I served the first one that I went to. I was there volunteering. The second one I went, and Sweet Tea and I were supposed to meet. At that time, we were supposed to meet in person. We met on video calls. We met on Zooms. We did YouTube stuff together. It's still up on my YouTube. But basically, it tore us apart because for some reason, we had some creative differences, and we ended up getting into some fights or whatever. I don't know. And I honestly don't remember. But we were both mad at each other, and by the time we even had a room, we were going to share a room together, and I think we had decided that we both got our own rooms before we even got there. We were cool with that. Both of us really wanted to have our own space, so we were like, no, we don't have to worry about saving money. We're worth it, right? But when we got there, I didn't see him, and I tried to talk to him. We both, I guess, I don't know what happened if maybe we didn't try to reach out on the phone. I don't know. But we both just assumed that the other one was mad. And so a few days ago, he finally had texted me. I was, Twitter, Instagram, I'm looking everywhere. Like, I really want to talk to this guy. Last year, I think he texted me. And for some reason, we couldn't get in touch. Long story short, he apologized. He asked me to forgive him because he saw me and he just assumed that I was mad. So here's what I'm saying, like in the beginning. Never, never, never assume. Ask instead. Communication, number one. Never assume anything. You think you know somebody 10 years, but if somebody says something, they might mean something totally different than what you perceive it to be, because you might be on a whole other level. You're on a different vibe. Maybe right now you're just in a bad mood, or you're really, really tired, or for some reason you're irritable, your boss is being a jerk, and now you're taking everything personally, and you think everybody's out to get you. So don't assume. Never, never, never assume, okay? So he assumed that I was mad, and so because of that reason, we never met in person yet. We haven't, but we will. I love you, Sweet Tea, man. He's like my brother, you know what I mean? This dude is going places for real. And so I told him, and I told him this, like, every time that I text him back, we talk, and I tell him and lift him up. I say, God wants me to remind you that you are amazing, because he is going places, believe me. And so, I need to have him on my side. Like, he's the lion. You know what I mean? Like Timon and Pumbaa in the movie, they were going and they saw Simba and he was sleeping. They're like, hey, what if he was on our side? And then Timon's laughing, and then he goes, hey, what if he's on our side? Yeah, I want him on my side. He's Simba. He's the lion, right? And I'm the lion too. But you want me on your side. Believe me. I'm not talking to Sweet Tea. I'm talking to everybody. Everybody. Sweet Tea already knows. But never, never assume. Ask instead. So, because if both of us probably assumed, and if we would not have assumed this, then during the pandemic, instead of, being pulled apart from each other, we could have been put together, and we could have had more unity, and we could have had more production. We could have helped more people together. So, I don't have any regrets. I'm grateful we're together now. It's all over with, and we just have to work on that. And just never, ever assume. That's the key. In this podcast, never assume, always ask. Always ask the question, even if you're afraid of rejection. Don't be afraid, because if you're afraid of rejection, then you're also afraid of the rewards. And you're going to be afraid. You're always going to probably be afraid of rejection for your entire life. But the happiness comes in doing the thing that you're afraid of anyway. Because even if you get rejected, you still had a chance. You had an opportunity to overcome an obstacle of feeling insecure. You feel good because you did it, and you got to show love. Just like I said, look for the opportunities in your current look for the opportunities in your current circumstances to get better. Look for the gold. Look for, how can I become better because of this? Not why is this happening to me? What is this for? This is happening for me. What gold can I glean from this opportunity? It's growth, okay? And the best way to grow is to go out there and serve others. If you want to make yourself feel better, then make others feel better, okay? You're worth it. Lots of love. Thank you so much for listening. Please do a review for us in Apple Podcasts or whatever podcast app you're listening on. Appreciate you listening to Rhythm for Revenue. We want to make a bigger impact, influence, and income. And if you share this with someone that you know that needs it, and if you do a review for us in Apple Podcasts or whatever podcast, it would really help us out to make a bigger impact, influence, and income, so we can help and grow, help more people grow, okay, and do the same thing. So you're worth it. Lots of love. Thank you so much. Once again, shout out Sweet Tea Productions and Lewis House for putting us together as friends, brothers. Thank you so much. My name is Liberty V Justice. There's no period in my V because my victories never end, and I'm here to help you get your victories, legends. You're worth it.